7 News. Coverage you can count on.
It was a little scary, yeah, because you don't know what's going on. You think that maybe, like he said, the worst case scenario.
Lights out at Pittsburgh International Airport. The power went out for just a few minutes, but it led to some scary moments. Thanks for joining us. I'm Gordon Lesh.
And I'm Melissa Raymond. It really was kind of crazy. I was doing a live report at the airport during our morning newscast when this happened. And the electricity just went out in here. So we'll figure out what's going on here because this is something that we need to know about. That was at 4:36 this morning. At the same time, 2 airlines had some glitches, and we were the only news crew there to watch the impact.
A little bit scary. I'm glad it's back.
Ariana Vazquez was right here in line at the security checkpoint when all of a sudden all of the lights turned off at Pittsburgh International Airport. Seconds later, emergency lights came on.
I just thought, oh my gosh, we're not going to get on the plane.
Well, you obviously wonder if there's something else going on, terrorism, anything like that.
According to the airport, the outage occurred as crews were doing electrical testing overnight. While the airport worked to restore power, TSA stopped screening passengers for about 30 minutes. That caused the longest lines that Pittsburgh International has seen since before the pandemic.
I'm just surprised about all the lines. It's way out the back door.
Meanwhile, people also waited upstairs because of an unrelated issue. American Airlines and JetBlue experienced a system-wide outage with their check-in systems. The airlines blamed it on technical issues with the Sabre reservation system. A lot of major airlines use this software. This outage created long lines in airports all over the country and flight delays, including at least 5 American planes leaving Pittsburgh International. American Airlines says they got the system back up and running around 6 this morning. And back to the security checkpoint at Pittsburgh International, wait times dropped significantly by 7.
It's all good.
And I did just check. The wait times at security is at 8 minutes now. I mean, at one point it was 35 plus minutes.
And Alyssa, it seems a little strange that they would be doing this electrical system test at one of the busiest times of the day.
Yeah, it was, but the thing was they knew about this outage, that it was going to happen, but it was originally supposed to happen during the overnight hours, say 1, 2, 3 in the morning, and wouldn't have as big of an impact, but there was a delay with other flights coming in overnight, so then that got pushed, and then the ripple effect just continued from there. All
right, a story we'll definitely keep an eye on. Thanks, Alyssa. We are following some breaking news out of Washington County. Police in the city of Washington are looking for this man. They say Maceo Saunders was involved in a shooting. The victim is under 18 and was shot in the leg. Police say Saunders should be considered armed and dangerous. He already has another warrant out for him for attempted homicide. Police are looking through security video for evidence after someone was shot at a gas pump in Wilkinsburg. You can see police at the entrance to the Marathon station blocked off on Penn Avenue this morning. We're working to find out more about the victim. So far, no arrests have been made. Charges have been filed against this man in connection to a police chase we followed all morning. Police paperwork shows police arrested Brian Alarcon after a chase that they say was sparked by a domestic dispute in Stowe Township. The complaint says Alarcon had a felony warrant out for his arrest, and officers were called after he showed up at a woman's home in Stowe and was trying to take their baby girl. Police say his car was spotted in Kennedy Township, and police turned on their sirens, but he didn't stop. And that's when the chase went through Kennedy and Robinson. Robinson police arrested him on the busway exit off the Parkway West.
Crank up the air conditioning, grab those fans. Temperatures nearing 90 today, and it's going to be a little bit sticky out there, isn't it, Jessica?
Yeah, especially as we go throughout the weekend. We're not only keeping the heat, but we're adding more humidity. Yeah, we're talking about humidity again, and that's going to make it feel even hotter. We're pretty warm right now as we look outside. We're seeing the sunshine, beautiful blue skies, and you may want to go for a walk later today, maybe even take the pups out. And it is that time of the year again where we have to remind you to not walk your dogs on hot concrete. If it's too hot for your skin, it's definitely too hot for their paws. But if you do want to head out and about, maybe walk on some grass, temperatures will be very warm. Make sure to stay hydrated as well. Put on the sunscreen. We will have some sunshine, a few clouds out there, still a good bit of sun coming in, and the heat will be rising. Coming up next, I'm going to talk more about the heat and which cities could be pushing near 90 degrees.
There's a big push for a vaccine mandate at Pitt. A school council approved a resolution last night urging the university to require students and staff to get a vaccine. Hundreds of universities across the country have already made this move. Channel 11's Mike Holden has the developing details.
It's being considered a major move. The elected body right here at Pitt is pushing for all students to be vaccinated by the time they return for the fall semester, and this resolution could have a far-reaching impact for tens of thousands of students, faculty, and staff. The University of Pittsburgh's main campus in Oakland may look and feel very different this coming fall if things go as planned. Pitt's Senate Council gave the green light, approving a resolution that would make COVID-19 vaccinations mandatory before the start of the school year. They're now urging the administration to enforce it. The only people exempt are those who provide the necessary medical or religious documentation. Pitt students and folks in Oakland say they are eager to get back to some state of normalcy following the whirlwind last year. They have some mixed feelings.
I am vaccinated. I do believe that it is a good thing and that people should be vaccinated. However, I don't think you can force everyone to be vaccinated and require that.
I think that the administration will do their best to make the decision that's best for the campus and the community as a whole.
Now, it's important to note this is not a done deal just yet. The administration needs to give final approval before it happens. In the meantime, I'm now asking students about their concerns and how this could actually be enforced. That part of the story for Channel 11 News starting at 5 o'clock tonight. Reporting from Pitt, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
And Pitt leaders told Mike they're carefully reviewing their options and any decision would put health and safety first. They're calling on everyone in the community to get a vaccine.
Several Pittsburgh police officers are accused of going against a city policy by using banned facial recognition technology during last summer's Black Lives Matter protest. It didn't lead to any arrests, they say, but there are questions about how they were even able to do this in the first place. The technology we're talking about is called Clearview AI. A public safety spokesperson confirms to Channel 11 that Clearview AI was offered as a free trial. The officers who used it did not get permission, and unless City Council approves it, they are not allowed to use it. Some city leaders are wondering why they would directly violate the policy.
We passed the law to be open and transparent. Everybody was supportive of it. So when we're moving towards open and transparent, police force in the future, how does something like this not happen?
It's not clear if the officers who used the software were disciplined.
A jury in Westmoreland County found former Pirates pitcher Felipe Vazquez guilty of sexual assault. He was convicted on 15 counts last night, including 10 counts of sexual abuse of children. Vazquez testified earlier in the day. He did not deny the sexual relationship, but denied knowing that she was only 13. He also admitted to lying under oath.
It's tragic for both of them, and I think both of them will carry the scars of this for the remainder of their lives. That's the tragedy here.
Vazquez will be sentenced in about 3 months, and this is far from over for Vazquez, really. Prosecutors are building cases in Florida and Missouri where more alleged crimes occurred with the same victim.
The Pittsburgh group is planning a vigil for peace and safety in Israel after Israel and Hamas agreed to a ceasefire. That vigil will be held at 3 this afternoon in the Jewish Federation's parking lot on Technology Drive. The unconditional ceasefire announced yesterday came after 11 days of deadly fighting. More than 200 people have been killed in attacks. President Joe Biden reiterated his support for Israel's right to defend itself against rocket attacks from Hamas, and at the same time committed to help bring much-needed relief to Gaza.
State health leaders are working with local pharmacies. Pharmacy partners like Giant Eagle, Walgreens, and Rite Aid signed a letter of intent pledging to keep the partnership going with the Department of Health. They're also calling on everyone to get the COVID vaccine.
There's still too many who are not getting vaccinated, and this is why we are here and have joined forces to show up for our community.
The governor has said he will lift the state's mask mandate when 70% of adults are vaccinated. July 4th is really just around the corner, and it's the president's target date for 70% of Americans to have at least one COVID vaccine shot. But health officials are saying even if you're fully vaccinated by then, there may be a need for a third shot this year. NBC's Sam Brock is in Miami with the latest on this.
Americans today are edging closer to that goal of 70% of all adults getting at least one shot of the COVID vaccine by July 4th. That's the president's aspirations. Right now, we are just a tick under 61% and climbing. It comes, though, at the same time that Pfizer's CEO and Dr. Anthony Fauci are preparing for the possibility of a third booster shot being needed within a year. Pfizer's CEO talking about this, that the company is studying the efficacy right now of a third shot. The science should become clearer within the next couple of months, but he does expect a booster shot needed within 8 to 12 months of the first shot, which means if you're a frontline worker that got vaccinated back in December, you could be looking at a time frame of September of this year for your third shot. As far as what the current vaccines are doing, we're in South Florida where they have injected life into the economy here. Many of the restaurant tables you see over my shoulder are filled in the middle of the week. That is Miami, according to OpenTable, has seen an increase of more than 50% of seated diners since this time frame of 2019, pre-pandemic. Other major metros that have been under tighter restrictions for longer periods of time, like New York and Seattle, for example, are still down about 60 or 70%. But overall, the trend is going up. According to the company Yelp, they've seen an increase of reservations or requests for waiting lists, either online or on their mobile site, by 46% compared to where we were a couple of years ago, and that is nationally. In Miami, Sam Brock, NBC News.
Local counties are working on ways to make sure they're better prepared for the next public health crisis, and that it could include creating their own health department. There are talks about creating a regional health department. It would allow several local counties to work together in the event of an emergency. Butler County commissioners discussed it this week. They raised concerns about money and the time commitment required. A regional health department would give counties more control over things like shutdown orders, testing, and vaccine distribution. Right now, they'll rely on the state health department. Allegheny County is the only county in southwestern PA with its own health department.
Well, the Penguins have their first lead in the series against the Islanders after a wild game last night in New York. The game was tied at 4 late in the third period. Brandon Tanev scored the game-winning goal with 3.5 minutes left. The Pens held on to win 5-4. They lead the series 2-1. Game 4 is at 3 o'clock this Saturday afternoon, and you can watch it right here on Channel 11, followed by post-game coverage at 6.
Well, we are heating up in a pretty big way. I'm breaking down your temperature forecast, and we'll let you know which cities could be pushing near 90 degrees.
They look like snacks and they taste like snacks, but there is one key ingredient that is getting kids high. The warning for parents just ahead.
Overnight, my emails were through the roof.
Businesses offering big incentives to help fill jobs. We'll show you how it's paying off at one local ice cream shop.
This big. I'm not even lying to you, in my drop ceiling.
Rats are crawling through her home, and she's not alone. The Pittsburgh neighborhood with a big problem.
These photos might make your stomach turn. A local neighborhood overrun by rats. People who live there say they see these huge rodents at all hours of the day. And after they claim they got the runaround from the city, they turned to Channel 11's Michelle Newell for some help.
I'm afraid to go outside because there's big rats.
Everywhere Jennifer Nell looks,
Big rats, baby rats, the whole rat family.
she can't seem to escape them.
Rats run under my feet and hide in my flower pots and torment my dog.
How frustrating is this for you?
It's very frustrating. It's very frightening. Honestly, I'm quite frightened of these rats.
Nell isn't the only person in Brookline living in fear of rats.
This big. I'm not even lying to you, in my drop ceiling.
Stacy Stein is shocked the rats she sees outside have managed to get inside her home.
All of a sudden, within the last couple months, they're insane. They're insane. Like, I'm scared.
And a neighbor we spoke to off camera says he sees rats on Rossmore Avenue all the time. He's hoping they don't creep into his home. Nell showed us the ways she's tried to keep the rats off her property. She was able to catch one. Her dog has helped too.
He's definitely killed at least 6 or 7.
But she is afraid for his safety and hers too. Nell has tried to get help from the city.
At least 20 times, if not more.
That's how many times she called 311.
I've reported refuse violations in the neighborhood that has attracted the rats. We've gotten no help.
And that's exactly why Nell contacted me.
I feel that Channel 11 might be the only way to get some attention to this matter. It seems like every other avenue I've taken, no one will help.
Pittsburgh does have its own rodent baiting program. According to the city website, a contractor will place one pet-safe baiting station on your property, good for about 200 rats or mice. The contractor will not usually make contact with you and will try to place the station discreetly unless a specific location is requested. Issues creating or aggravating the problem, such as trash violations or poor property maintenance, should be reported to 311 for inspection. Nell says she's signed up for the program.
Have you ever seen them out?
No, never.
Do you think they came out?
No, I don't. My neighbors have requested it as well, and we've never seen anything.
For now, neighbors are left hoping overgrown weeds and trash that they see on other people's properties will go away and hopefully fix the problem, but they're not holding their breath.
These are our homes. This is the most valuable thing I have is my home, and it's being destroyed by vermin.
Michelle Newell, Channel 11 News.
And we contacted the city for some answers, and we were told they only have one 311 call from Jennifer Nell about the rats. We asked if the city has baited that area, but the public safety department told us that answer will have to come from animal control representatives.
There's a fight brewing in Bloomfield between historic preservation and community need. A development group told our partners at the Pittsburgh Business Times they want to turn the old Albright United Methodist Church into affordable housing. They met with the Bloomfield Development Corporation earlier this week. Certain designs would keep parts of the church, including the bell tower. This is in the early stages, and there's no deadline for a final decision. Federal agencies 68 big cats from the Oklahoma park made famous from the Tiger King documentary. They rescued lions, tigers, ligers, and a jaguar from Jeffrey and Lauren Lowe's Tiger King Park. Lowe received citations for failing to provide the animals with proper care. The U.S. House of Representatives overwhelmingly passed the Big Cat Public Safety Act in December. That legislation seeks to ban the trade in big cats as pets.
A popular swimming pool in Washington County shut down last summer by the pandemic will not open again this summer. Officials in the city of Washington say the pool at Washington Park will stay closed due to expensive repairs as well as a worker shortage. Repairs and upkeep will cost almost $40,000. Money the city says it just doesn't have.
There's a lot of factors, and we need to make sure we can keep the rest of the city operational, and we all like the pool, but there's obviously we've got a line that we have to walk as elected officials.
I think it's unfair to the kids that don't have nothing to do in this community.
Don't give up hope for next year just yet. Officials will be looking for state or federal funding so the pool can reopen.
Your severe winter Team 11 forecast.
And we've been talking a lot about the heat. Is already pretty hot right now, well above what our even high temperature should be for the day. And we can thank high pressure to that, pumping in the heat into our area. We're going to continue to be hot. And for this time of year, our highs should be reaching the lower 70s. we're in the lower 80s, and this is not where we're stopping. We're going to continue to add heat and more heat until we reach our high around 3-4 o'clock today. Winds are coming out of the west-southwest at 14 miles per hour. We have plenty of sunshine to work with as well. All across the area, the heat is set on high. We're mostly in the 80s, lower 80s. We have 82 in Greensburg. Good midday to you. Happy Friday. 81 degrees in Butler, 82 in Beaver. Here's a look at the next few hours. We will continue again to add in more heat. We'll have a few clouds here and there. Still a good bit of sunshine coming through, and we're staying dry today. So today will be a good day for you to head out and about. Enjoy your Friday outside. Enjoy those outdoor activities. Still remember the sunscreen and remember to stay hydrated. You could quickly work up a sweat with these temperatures. Speaking of sweat, we'll be adding in more humidity into the area as we go throughout the weekend. More on that in just a few moments. But here are our high temperatures for today. We could be pushing near 90 degrees in Greensburg with a high of 88. That's just 2 degrees shy of that 90-degree mark. We're talking about some very extreme heat that we're going to see today. Even Morgantown could be pushing near 90 degrees for today. But the projected high and the high for most of the area, 87 degrees. That's what's expected in Pittsburgh today, 87 also for Washington. I know there has been a lot of pollen. I have pollen on my car. It's about time to wash it. Probably the same thing for you. Today will be a pretty good day to wash it. Tomorrow probably better. Showers and storms come back into the forecast, but not a complete washout. We could see an isolated thunderstorm here and there on Sunday, and coming up in the next half hour. Stick with us. I'm going to break it down on Storm Tracker and show you when and also where we could see a few thunderstorms. But go ahead and give you a heads up. None of the thunderstorms we're going to see are expected to be severe, just offering a few rumbles of thunder here and there as we go throughout your Sunday. A similar story into your Monday as well. So with the showers, again, we're adding in more humidity. We could see some thunder into your work week ahead on Tuesday. And our temperature forecast will continue to stay well above average. Here it is. Check it out for yourself. We'll dip down just a tad on Monday, back into the 70s, still well above average, back to the 80s in a pretty big way. Upper 80s on Tuesday with isolated thunderstorms.
Thank you, Jessica. We are now all too aware about germs. Still ahead, the new study showing you why you may want to skip the pool on your summer vacation.
White House officials are trying everything they can to get people a vaccine. The new incentive that could lead to a date and a shot of love.
Dating during the pandemic has been difficult, but it's about to get a little easier.
Our Jacqueline Fell explains how the largest dating apps in America are giving people a shot at love.
The White House is partnering with 9 dating apps in hopes of getting people vaccinated against COVID-19. The apps include Bumble, Hinge, Black, Plenty of Fish, Tinder, and more. Vaccinated users will get special access to a host of perks on these apps, including boosts, super likes, and special stickers displayed on their profile that show they've received their shot. Some of the apps will even allow users to filter potential matches by their vaccination status. The president has set a goal of getting 70% of adults at least one shot by July 4th. More than 60% of U.S. adults have gotten at least one COVID-19 vaccine shot, according to the CDC. The pace of vaccinations has slowed from more than 3 million shots a day in early April to now about 1.6 million shots a day. In Washington, Jacqueline Fell, Channel 11 News.
Unemployment benefits have been on hold for a lot of people. The change the state is making that could finally get you the money you've been waiting for.
And a change is coming in our forecast. I'm talking about unsettled weather returning. When could you see some showers? I'm breaking it down in the next half hour.
We are still digging ourselves out from a tsunami of claims.
Getting unemployment benefits is still slow going. Some people waiting for months for help. State officials say the delays continue because they're working with an unprecedented number of claims and an outdated computer system. 11 investigates. Aaron Martin looks into how long it could take to get benefits paid out as the state prepares for a big transition.
Most mornings I wake up to at least one email from someone desperate to get their unemployment benefits, and they've been waiting months to do so. This is happening even though the pandemic is beginning to wind down and the state is preparing to roll out its new unemployment system.
I can't expect much from the government, so.
Laughing is about all Tyler Condren can do at this point. The pandemic forced him to shut the doors of his business, Factory Sports Training in New Kensington, and go on unemployment.
We were on track for this to be 2020 to be our best year. You know, members were coming in, new equipment, and then all of a sudden, just like that, you know, it's taken out from under you.
Condren lost his gym on November 1st. He didn't receive a penny in unemployment benefits for nearly 6 months.
Thank God for my family, and thank God for my girlfriend, because if I was like a single guy and I didn't have family or anything like that, I'd be on the street.
Condren's story is familiar for thousands of people statewide still waiting for unemployment benefits. It's a problem state leaders are working to solve with mixed results.
We are still digging ourselves out from a tsunami of claims that we received during this pandemic that was unforeseen and really, frankly, a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
During a recent news conference, Department of Labor and Industry Acting Secretary Jennifer Barrier highlighted a new unemployment system launching in June. She says it will cut down on wait times and improve communications.
That means that the individuals who are waiting on someone to review their claims will start hearing back from us faster and getting their payments more swiftly.
What remains unclear is how switching to a new system will impact those like Condren who are still waiting. Over the last month, Channel 11 has repeatedly requested one-on-one interviews with the Department of Labor's acting secretary. Each request was either denied or didn't get a response. Condren estimates he still owed more than $8,000 in unemployment benefits, money he isn't expecting to see.
People have lost everything. You know, businesses, their jobs. I mean, for them to come out now and be like, you know, we're going to fix this now, I think it's, you know, a little too late.
Now, that new unemployment system will be in place by early June. The Department of Labor and Industry also says they've hired an additional 200+ employees simply to handle more claims and deal with customer service. Reporting in Pittsburgh, Aaron Martin, Channel 11 News.
Let's get a look at the weather now. Jessica, I had a chance to step outside earlier, and it is just amazing out there.
Oh, is it? You like the warmer weather?
I love this, yep.
I'm a warm weather fan myself. Now, there have been a few people to sound off on social media saying that they are not a fan of the above normal temperatures. Even someone said, I'm not going back outside until the temperatures go down. That may be a while. Right now we're at 81 degrees, mostly clear. Winds out of the west-southwest at 14 miles per hour. Nice and dry outside with some sun. Now this weekend, if you're looking for a completely dry day, Saturday looks like your day. We're going to have a disturbance to bring back unsettled weather back into the forecast. I'm breaking down rain chances for Sunday. That's coming up in about 15 minutes.
All right, thanks, Jessica. Pennsylvania is firing the contact tracing company that was exposed by Target 11. It's been about a month since our investigation revealed the private medical information of tens of thousands of people was exposed. Insight Global issued a statement saying they are committed to supporting a smooth transition and working closely with the Department of Health to protect other Pennsylvanians through contact tracing's program. They also said they are not aware of any information involved in the breach being misused. But an email obtained by Target 11 states that Insight Global will just start notifying those impacted by the breach this week.
Pennsylvania is getting $13.5 billion as part of the American Rescue Plan, and the state's top money manager wants to make sure we keep an eye on where it's going. Auditor General Timothy DeFore is urging state lawmakers to hire private accounting firms to follow the money. He says we need to safeguard to make sure the money is not misspent. He says once the money is spent, it is nearly impossible to get back.
Governor Tom Wolf is apologizing to state police for a recent letter he sent. He says it was not his intent to imply that police are, quote, racist murderers. The head of Pennsylvania's State Troopers Association demanded the governor apologize for comments he made in a letter to state employees regarding making Juneteenth a state holiday. The letter said, quote, the continued death of African Americans at the hands of police are painful reminders that racism and intolerance are still with us today. The Troopers Association says they support the holiday and are dedicated to having real conversations with the community about police reform.
A local animal rescue saved more than 24 cats and kittens from a home in Clairton. The animals were living in awful conditions. The elderly woman who was living there also had to leave the home. In all, 29 cats and kittens were rescued. They'll need a lot of medical care before they can be put up for adoption. And a member of a local animal rescue group called Channel 11 in a panic after saving a baby deer from a busy road. They believe someone poured an alcoholic drink on the fawn before they found it. They found the animals stranded in the middle of North 2nd Street in Duquesne. A relative of the people who found the deer has experience helping animals and is taking care of the fawn now.
President Joe Biden will welcome South Korea's president to the White House later today. The summit will include talks on North Korea, China, climate change, and pandemic recovery. South Korea is hoping to secure more vaccine supplies. The U.S. does not want to buy Greenland. The country attracted international attention when former President Trump expressed interest in buying the world's largest island from Denmark. He later canceled a state visit to Copenhagen when his interest was widely mocked. Secretary of State Antony Blinken was in Greenland yesterday and was asked whether the Biden administration had any interest in making an offer.
Mr. Secretary, an unusual question for some unusual times we've lived through recently. Can you definitively say that the United States does not seek to buy Greenland?
I can confirm that's correct.
There you go. Denmark's prime minister fired back at Trump after he made the comment, saying Greenland was not for sale and called the suggestion absurd. The internet is a necessity, but service across parts of Western PA can be unreliable. The big upgrade in the works.
They look like snacks and taste like snacks. Next, the one key ingredient that is getting kids high. Welcome back. A hit-and-run driver is being blamed for causing a scare in Westmoreland County. The crash brought down live wires right onto a school bus. The wires fell on Crothers Lane in North Huntington Township yesterday. If you look closely here, you could see the wires right on top of that bus there. The Norwin School District told us there were 3 people on this bus, a student, the driver, and a bus monitor. They all waited on the bus until the power company deactivated those wires. We talked with a woman who says a box truck brought down the pole and wires and then drove off.
The truck clipped the corner and I watched the line fall over top of me as I was quickly backing up to get myself out of the way of danger.
Fortunately, no one was hurt and no word yet, though, on an arrest.
A warning about THC edibles found in a drug investigation. THC is the psychoactive compound of marijuana, the chemical that gets you high. Investigators in Ohio say THC-infused edibles are being packaged to resemble common food snacks like Fritos or Ruffles potato chips. These were seized by Dayton police as part of a drug investigation. The THC labeling is small and subtle, and that has investigators warning parents.
So if a child eats something containing THC, 20, 30 minutes later decides to ride their bike, and then they're now uncoordinated and fall and get hurt, or ride out into traffic because their reflexes are delayed. So it's in children that this product is really, or this warning is involved.
Dispensaries in Ohio are prohibited from selling products with cartoon characters or items bearing a resemblance to commercially available products.
We have spent a whole lot of time thinking about germs this past year, and a new government study finds a lot of germs are lurking in swimming pools. According to the CDC, 208 outbreaks linked to pools, hot tubs, and water playgrounds were reported in 36 states and Washington, D.C. between 2015 and 2019. These outbreaks resulted in more than 3,600 cases of illness and 13 deaths. A little over a third of the outbreaks were associated with a hotel or resort swimming pool, and most were caused by either the parasite called crypto or by Legionella. Crypto can survive in properly chlorinated pools for more than a week.
We're pretty dry across the eastern states thanks to high pressure, also very hot. When's our next chance for rain? I'll tell you coming up after the break.
I had people coming in the doors and I was interviewing people on the spot.
Businesses having trouble finding help. How this Pittsburgh ice cream shop got more than 1,000 people to apply.
There was a lot of applicants, so it was like over 1,000 applicants.
Just to work at an ice cream shop, Clavon's in the Strip, like a lot of businesses, struggled to fill positions. Then it raised its minimum wage to $15 an hour. The manager tells Channel 11's Gabriella DeLuca the response has been unreal.
It's no secret that businesses are struggling to find employees right now, but one local ice cream shop, they made a big change when it came to pay, and now the applicants are pouring in.
I had people coming in the doors, and I was interviewing people on the spot.
That's what happened when Clavon's ice cream parlor in the Strip raised their hourly wages to $15 an hour.
We advertised it, and we overnight, the emails, my emails were through the roof, a lot of emails, and then on his part, there was a lot of applicants, so it was like over 1,000 applicants.
Maya Johnson, the general manager of Clavon's, says the decision came after the ice cream shop struggled to find workers during the pandemic.
People not showing up to their interviews, very little applicants when we really needed to make that boost for the summertime.
Across town in Bloomfield, it's the same scenario at Angelo's Pizzeria.
We actually inquired on different things like Indeed and stuff like that, but they call, say they're coming, but no one's ever showed up, ever. So I don't know if that's just them to keep their unemployment going, to show that they are trying.
There are 12 states across the country, including neighboring West Virginia and Ohio, who are planning to stop sending an extra $300 payment with unemployment. Pennsylvania is not one of them.
I don't know if they're moving on or are they sitting at home. I don't really know what exactly is going on. I just know that there's no interest at all.
The PA Department of Labor and Industry told us they haven't found the additional unemployment benefits to be a primary factor in a perceived labor shortage. Reporting in Pittsburgh, Gabriella DeLuca, Channel 11 News.
Pitt students will pay a little more when they head back to class in the fall. The Board of Trustees voted to raise activity fees. For full-time students at the main campus, rates will go up from $80 to $100 per term. There would be a smaller increase for College of General Studies students. And the student wellness fee will increase from $50 to $230 per term. CMU is getting a new science building. The university got a $150 million grant from the Richard King Mellon Foundation. Part of that money will also be used to build a new robotics center at Hazelwood Green. That building will focus on manufacturing.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
It is a pretty hot day today. We are already right now in the 80s. Today's highs will be in the upper 80s with some cities pushing near 90 degrees. That's the cities that you see at 88 for the high today. That includes Greensburg, just 2 degrees shy of 90 degrees. Also Morgantown, just a few degrees from 90 degrees. So we're talking about some very hot air in place today as we roll throughout the afternoon. You'll be seeing these temperatures around 3, 4 o'clock today. We'll continue to be in the 80s throughout the rest of the daylight hours. Plenty of sunlight right now, a few clouds in the horizon. Overall, a really nice dry day. And dry conditions are the perfect conditions for pollen. We've been very dry. We need some rain to kind of wash the pollen away. If you've been having itchy eyes, you can thank the tree pollen for that. We do have additional pollen, but the tree is at that high level there. Now, as we go throughout the weekend, we're looking dry on Saturday, which will make for great conditions for your outdoor plans. I know a lot of people may be out and about throughout this weekend. Saturday looks like a completely dry, rain-free day. Going into your Sunday, we have a disturbance coming in from Canada, coming in from the north, pushing toward the south. That will ignite a few showers and thunderstorms. Now, isolated thunderstorms, but still hearing a few rumbles of thunder. And overall, as we look throughout the weekend, we're looking at a very warm weekend. We're looking at highs in the 80s. These overnight lows may require air conditioning through the nighttime hours, only dipping down into the 60s, mid to upper 60s. So we're looking at a pretty mild to even warm night and very hot days ahead. As far as your thunderstorm forecast is concerned, we could see a few isolated thunderstorms Sunday and Monday, a better chance on Tuesday. And we're going to talk more about how much rain we could see going into next week in just a few minutes. But I want to show you Storm Tracker and show you how much rain we could see and when we could see it. Overall, rain chances aren't that great on Sunday. Could see a few showers here and there, mostly scattered in nature, and rain does start to pick up in coverage during the afternoon as we kind of heat things up going throughout the afternoon hours. So peak heating hours, think 2, 3, 4 o'clock. And as we start to cool down, as we move towards sunset, we could be decreasing coverage, but we'll have to watch that boundary as it moves in, because we could start to see heavier downpours, maybe even the thunderstorms expected going into Sunday night. Rain chances continue into Monday morning, early Monday morning. As you get headed out and about, you could be seeing a few showers. Next week, we could see between 1 to 2 inches of rain. You can see right here in your 5-day forecast, rain chances do extend into your upcoming work week, Monday and Tuesday. Monday, we could see a few scattered showers and thunderstorms, a few thunderstorms on Tuesday as well. A little dip in temperatures on Monday, but overall, we're in the 80s.
Jessica, thank you. A restaurant in Ocean City, New Jersey is thinking outside of the box to deal with its worker shortage. It's using robot servers. The robots are being used at Island Grill. They deliver meals from the kitchen right to the table.
We're short over 60 employees. So yeah, we didn't bring her on board to replace anybody. We just need extra hands right now.
Many international teens and young adults work down the shore in the summer, but can't get there because of COVID-related visa issues.
Hey, Lisa Robertson here with Local Steals and Deals, and this is one of the most popular ideas we have ever brought you. These are the Lotus trolley bags. Now, these are really cool grocery bags that allow you to be organized, efficient, carry things better, know where things are, not throw things away, throw things in the washing machine so you know where they came from. You get the idea. 4 amazing grocery bags, and here's how they work. Number 1, you're gonna get this one, which is insulated. How great is that? You're also going to get one with sleeves and organization for eggs and a bottle of wine, because you know you're going to need that, as well as other things. You get 2 of the general purpose bags, but I just walk in the grocery store, right? Open it up, put it right in the cart. Now I have all 4 bags in the cart. Everything's organized as I'm picking it up and going, oh, the frozen food goes in the insulated. Oh, the eggs go here. And oh, the produce goes there. So now everything's organized. It's easy for me to see what I've gotten. It's easy for me to get in and out of the grocery store more quickly. And each of these bags carries up to 70 pounds. So when I'm going to my car, I put it over my shoulder. I'm supporting it with my whole body, not trying to be all the way out here. And I know what I have, I get it home easily, and I know where it came from. This isn't something where I'm walking in a store and I'm touching something everybody else. No, these are my bags from my house that came out of my washing machine. And how fabulous is that? By the way, right now my social life is pretty much limited to the grocery store, so I like to really look like a rock star when I go in. You should see the look on people's faces when I walk by with all 4 of these in my cart. They're like, whoa, what's up, right? It's awesome. These are one of the best ideas ever. You know you got a grocery shop. You know you want to be organized. You know you don't want to have a million extra things laying around. And you know you want to bring your bags to do it even better. Right now, if you go to localsteals.com, you can get these for 40% off. And by the way, they do great produce bags. You can find those on there as well. Great idea. Everybody needs it. I know you're going to love it.
Time is running out for you to play mini golf on an Oakland street. The free course on Oakland Avenue is set to close on Sunday. It was set up in March as a way to help small businesses in the area. Scorecards included discounts at nearby stores and restaurants. There are plans to relocate the pop-up course sometime this summer.
The Heinz History Center has partnered with the city of Pittsburgh to celebrate 143 Day. Mr. Rogers used 143 as a way of saying I love you based on the number of letters in each word. Sunday is the 143rd day of the year, and Governor Tom Wolf is calling on Pennsylvanians to take part in a 3-day weekend of kindness. To help celebrate, the Heinz History Center is also selling Mr. Rogers Kindness Zone street signs. If you're interested in buying any of the street signs, stickers, or magnets, we do have a link on our homepage at WPXI.com.
Tonight's Mega Millions jackpot sits at $515 million. And if you want a little extra luck, pick up a fortune cookie. The cookie company Open Fortune says the lucky numbers in their cookies have led to 150 lottery winners. The second most were from Pennsylvania. You can watch tonight's drawing right here on Channel 11. Good luck. That's all for Channel 11 News at noon. Our next newscast is tonight at 5.
Thanks for spending time with us today. Have an incredible day and a wonderful weekend.